Stop letting society force you and speed you up into dating because it's the norm. Who says it's the norm? The norm is just to live your life. The norm is just to do what God has planned for you and live out His will. What's good, y'all? What is good? I hope y'all are having a blessed day. I told y'all I'm going to be uploading more consistently because I want to continue to share my journey with y'all. I want to continue to share what's going on in my life and just be able to vent to y'all and express to y'all how I'm doing and what I'm going through, because I know I'm not the only one going through these things. If y'all see the title of the video, this is something I'm not even going to say it's hard for me to talk about. It's just something that I've never really talked about because I never really thought it was important. The more I see stuff on social media, the more I see people trying to give dating advice and how the dating game's ruined and how everybody's looking for the next best thing. I'm just gonna tell y'all why I just choose to be single. Because I feel like a lot of us in society put out there that if you're single at a certain age or you don't have a relationship or you're just doing you, it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all, because I used to be one of those people that used to think that if I'm just by myself that something's wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with me, and there's nothing wrong with you if you're watching this and you are not in a relationship. I have met people who have never been in a relationship, and I used to think like there was something wrong with them. And then come to find out, as I'm at this point in my life now, I'm like, I honestly see why they weren't in relationships and why right now I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to date. I don't want to do anything but mind my own and just continue on the road that God has planned for me. When I say be by ourselves, I'm not talking about like not having friends, being isolated, not having family and a community. I'm talking about like with ourselves in terms of learning how to love ourselves, not needing your significant other potentially to give you that love, to fill a void that you can fill on your own. I feel like too many of us are on a timeline because, again, society tells us, oh, if you're single by this age, if you're not married by this age, if you don't have a feeling by this age, you're a failure. You're doing it wrong. You're doing this. Like, yo, everybody is on their own timeline. And I used to get in my head so much like, oh, I want to be married by 30s. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to have kids by this age. I want to be in a relationship. Like, no. I had to ask myself, why? Why is it that I want this? Why is it that you want this? You really got to ask yourself these questions. Like, why is it that you want these things? And then once you start to ask yourself and become more self-aware, you'll figure a lot of stuff out that's like, yo, you really don't need a relationship. I'm not saying I don't want one. I don't need one. I would love to have one when the time is right, but I'm not on my time. I'm on God's time. And too many of us are trying to be on our own time and making something happen that God may or may not have planned for us. See the people whose relationships never work out because it's just not God's plan for you right now. You have to understand that that's not God's plan for you right now. Going on dating apps, which I am guilty of, and then I realize I'm going out of my way to find somebody when God's just going to reveal that person to me when the time is right. Until then, why can't I just focus on my faith, focus on what I got going on in front of me, instead of worrying about my future, who my future wife is going to be, or if I'm going to have a family. Like, worrying about the future, trying to control everything for your future to be bright and how you want it, it's never going to go as planned. You cannot control your future. Your destiny is already written. God already has everything planned out for you. All right, I'm not saying you can't attack certain goals and, focus on your journey to get to where you want to go, but it's never going to be how you want it to be. It's never going to be how you want it to be in anything, your career, your relationships, whatever it is that you want. It's never going to be exactly how you want it to be. And I hope people start to understand that, because it took me a while. And I was telling my mom like a week ago, because she, you just talk about dating because you see it, this and this, like people getting cheated on, people committing adultery, people doing all types of things. And I just kind of reiterate to her, like, this is why I just choose to be single, because one, it's just not worth the headache. Okay. It's not that I'm afraid of relationships. It's just like, it just brings so much unwanted stress and also anxiety, because it's like, you really gotta now, once you're in a relationship, you really gotta start dealing with somebody else and how they feel. And I'm just at a point, like I said, and my mom used to tell me this all the time, like, I am too young to be in a relationship. And I never really understood that, because she's been telling me this for like the past 12 years. Like, since I started dating, you're too young for relationships. You shouldn't be in a relationship. You need to just have fun and enjoy your life. She doesn't mean hoeing. She doesn't mean going out to the clubs, partying, and all that. She means just enjoy your life. Enjoy being alone. And when I say alone, by myself, happily, with a community of people. You don't need a significant other. You really don't need a significant other. All right, the dating game is messed up as it is because everybody has conditions on what it is they want from their partner instead of loving them and looking at them and having these things unconditionally. If you have all these conditions, how are you ever gonna love someone unconditionally when you got conditions? I'm not saying you can't have standards. I'm not saying you can't have boundaries, but it'd be like the smallest things. Like one thing I be seeing all the time, if this person doesn't make this amount of money, why is it about the money? Why does it matter how much money a person has that dictates how you feel about them? If you only care about how much money they have, you need to look yourself in the mirror and be like, why do I feel that way when looking for a potential partner? Because we all do it. We all do it in some certain way. Oh, this person got to be going to the gym 5 days a week. This person has to look a certain type of way. This person has to act a certain type of way. Why are you trying to change that person? Why can't you just accept them for who they are? I'm not saying you can't help them grow. You can't motivate them to, better themselves. I'm not saying that. But when you already just judging them and you already just putting them in these categories of, oh, I can't date this person because they wear the wrong, it's just the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. And right now I'm just like, bro, I am not in a place to be dating. And a lot of you, if you're watching this and you looking for a relationship, a lot of y'all ain't ready to be dating either. Stop letting society force you and speed you up into dating because it's the norm. Who says it's the norm? The norm is just to live your life. The norm is just to do what God has planned for you and live out his will. That's it. But too many of us are trying to search and strive and desire things that end up becoming our idols. And then what? If you idolize a relationship, if you desire a relationship, you're going to go down a very, very, very dark path. Being single is great. Being single is not bad at all. You get to take yourself on dates. You get to do whatever it is that you want. You don't have to answer to nobody. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying like these are the pros. Like I just get to wake up and be like, look, I'm in my own presence. I get to control my emotions. I get to control what I want to do because I don't have to worry about anybody else. That's not to say in the future I don't want to have to be a provider and, help another person and be in their lives and motivate them and uplift them when I'm in a relationship and have a family. Just right now at my age of 28, I ain't trying to be in a relationship. I've been in relationships. I've dated. I've done all of it. I'm telling y'all, for men and women, the guys aren't going anywhere, and for the men, the women aren't going anywhere. I promise you, they're going to be there. Work on yourself. Do what you want to do in this life. Have fun, respectfully. All right, have fun and be obedient. Don't be out here trying to hoe around. Don't be out here trying to, if that's what you want to do, cool. I ain't judging you. If that's what you want to do, if that's your definition of fun, cool. I'm just saying for the people who got the Holy Spirit, man, have fun. Enjoy your life. God wants us to enjoy our life with obedience and respect. Stop trying to think you got to be a certain type of way because you see someone else doing it. Stop thinking you got to be at this point in your life because that person's at their point in your life. Everybody is running their own race. Run your own race. I'm not missing out on anything by not being in a relationship. I'm not. When the time is right, the time is right. When God reveals whoever my future wife is going to be, he will reveal it. But I'm not going to be continuing to go searching for something that I can be open to receiving at any point in my life. You got to be open to things. The second you start closing off is the second you miss opportunities because you're closed off. You have to be open to all experiences in life. Ones that are obviously obedient to God, okay? You have to be open to these experiences. I'm open to potentially receiving a relationship, my future wife, whatever, but I'm not out here, closed off like I'm not dating anybody. I'm just, what I'm saying? I'm just not searching for it. And I'm telling y'all, stop searching for stuff. Stop chasing. Attract it. Be open to it, okay? For all things that you do. Because I think too many of us are stressing over things that we don't have control over. There's some things you can control. Your focus, the effort you put in, and the attitude. Everything else outside of that, you have no control over. So why are you going out of your way to find a man, to find a woman? Instead of just being content and happy with where you are in your life alone, by yourself. Take yourself out on dates. Take yourself on vacations. Second, we stop chasing and stop trying to find and search for our future partner and learn to just be open and just let things come to us naturally when God gives us the will and gives us, you know, our future partner, everything gonna work out. But you gotta be patient. The second you can be patient and just relax, everything will flow. I'm telling y'all, patience is key. If you don't have patience, I'm telling you, you're gonna be stressed in your life. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. So that's pretty much all I want to speak on it. You know, some people, like I said, are gonna relate, some aren't. If you want to continue searching and searching and searching, you may never find it. It could be right in front of you, and you searching one way, and it could be right in front of you, but you like, nah, I'm going this way. You might miss it. Just let God handle everything. It's that simple. But I love y'all, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Stay blessed.